Hello and welcome back for some more Project Zomboid content. Now in this one we'll be taking a look at the recent developer blog Thursdoid from the 21st of July that covers some awesome new features like liquid mixing and animal husbandry when it's planned to drop, and a bit of a status update on build 41.73. Now if you enjoy the video or find it useful in getting a look at what's coming soon for Project Zomboid, make sure to drop the video a like or subscribe to the channel for more Project Zomboid tips, guides, and gameplay. Alright, so let's get started. The developers open this blog with a status update on 41.73, so I'm going to do the same for this video. Essentially, the update from the team is that the 41.73 update is pretty much ready to go. However, an issue unveiled during the last stages of testing flagged up an issue that needs to be fixed before it releases. Some players had reported that zombies were spawning in housing that had already been cleared, which made the devs aware of a snag in their map export process not dealing with the map boundaries, changing with map extensions. Now, all previous map extensions came with forced save incompatibility, so this crept through unnoticed until recently. The team then go on to state that whilst this problem is ultimately an aggravation rather than a save breaker, they didn't want to put this build out knowing that there is an issue that will affect the masses. They've spent the last few days setting up a fix for this as a result, and they say that this fix will need some testing, but after that, they're hoping to get the new build pushed out the week this video was made. As I'm writing this script, the update hasn't been pushed out yet, but that might be different by the time you're watching this, so keep an eye out for a Steam update very soon. From here, the team then goes on to give us a pretty detailed look at some more features to expect in build 42. The very first thing they talk about is an upcoming change to the way liquids work within Project Zomboid. That means anything from water and alcohol to fuels and bleach. The footage you're seeing in the background right now is from a video the devs have embedded into the dev blog, so there's a link in the description if you want to give the blog a full read or just watch the video. There's a new process to transferring liquids to containers, complete with a brand new interface for that process. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think of this in the comments section, and I'm sure the devs are eager for feedback too, so let me know. Explaining what this new process means for the game in a bit more detail, we get some insight from the developers into how it all works. Essentially, all fluids are defined and stored in a global registry. They can then add new liquids to this registry. It also means that the system is highly moddable, so I'm already interested to see what kind of alcohol and cocktail mixing mods come out of this in the future. Each entry has an ID, a name, a color, and the list goes on. It can belong to different categories like beverages, alcoholics, fuels, flammables, and again that list continues. The developers are going to be tying statistics to each liter of liquid. That could be alcohol percentage, energy if it's a flammable liquid, or nutritional aspects like protein and carbohydrates. Liquids that are hazardous or poisonous can also have modifiers that configure the maximum poison effect and how the effect behaves when mixed. A direct quote from the developers here when they say, "Yes, we're going to have the most realistic bleach drinking ever seen in gaming." Now, the most obvious implementation of this liquid mixing system is that of alcohol and cocktails, which should be a fun mechanic whether it appears through mods or in-game developments as the dev continues their work. But the developers quickly try to open our eyes to the less obvious benefits of this system that will come later down the line. Mixing paints to create different colors, providing different fuels and different ways to tamper with them, stuff like that. With the developers planning to create workstations for crafting too, they mentioned specifically a workstation for brewing of different liquids. They do follow this up by saying that there will be limitations to what items can be mixed together, but they aren't sure where they want to go with this just yet. Mixing any liquid with fuel would mean that the energy value property per liter would go down when mixed, and that anything using fuel such as a car or generator would have its operation and potential damage governed by the sort of fuel that had been put into it. The ability to recognize fuel has been tampered with will be gated behind the game's professions. An experienced mechanic may smell that something is off with a can of gas or that it's been watered down, and similarly a chef might notice if something not so human friendly has been added to a bottle of juice. So again, we're seeing fleshing out of the professions and crafting, which will become more apparent in the late game stages. Poisonous liquids will have different tiers of effect it will have on players, from mild to deadly. This will of course be affected by how much of the dangerous liquid you can add to the container you are using, and how easy it is to mask with another liquid. This new system is designed to add more depth to things like filling up a vehicle with gas or siphoning from a car's tank. However, the devs do state that the game's current quick context options, like fill bottle from tap for example, will remain in the game to keep things quick and easy when you're on the go. So that's it for all things liquid mixing and cocktail making. Next up, we get a look at hutches as part of the planned implementation of animal AI in Build 42, and this is going to allow us to keep animals like chickens, for example, nearby to our safe house. We are given a bit of a preview of how the UI will look for them too. However, there's a note from the developers here that this is a super work in progress item and may change considerably by the time it comes out on the stable build. We'll have to make sure that the hen house is closed every night after the chickens have gone into roost, otherwise we risk a wandering fox breaking into the hen house and stealing one or two with others left dead in the pen. We also need to make sure they are let out in the mornings too, otherwise they will progressively lose some of their condition as a result of being cooped up. Pun perhaps intended there. Lastly, hens will also enter the nesting boxes within the hen house to lay their eggs, from which we'll be able to collect our rewards on a regular basis. If we haven't collected from them recently, then hens will choose to lay outside in their pen instead, where there's a risk of the eggs being eaten by wild animals or of course simply going bad. As always, the developers are putting quite a lot of depth into their mechanics here, but that's nothing new, and I'm genuinely really excited to see some more layers coming to the way we survive in Project Zomboid. Build 42 will also feature improvements to the game engine, multiplayer systems, and general zombie survival and or early game stuff too, according to the developers. The developers end their blog by stating that Build 42 is still some ways off, partly because of dev illness that they've discussed previously, and partly because a proportion of the team are still maintaining and improving Build 41. From now on, we're warned that the change lists for Build 41 are likely to shrink as team members are taken off working on Build 41 to be plugged into working towards Build 42. So, exciting stuff. I'd be interested to hear what you think of everything in this Thursdoid update, and once again there's a link to the full post in the description of this video, so let me know what you think in the comments. Special thank you to all of my existing patrons for their support towards the channel and for joining us on our Patreon whitelisted server, which is entering a brand new wipe at the start of August. Link in the description if you want to come and join them. Thanks folks, and I'll see you all in the next one.